let's try that move that we did so often, trying to get our car alongside around the outside of turn 3 to then have the inside for 4. Too far back at the moment. Schumacher is still there. We try to find a gap on the inside, but... Welcome to the 10th round of our much more happy 1994 Formula 1 season Automobilista 2, where Ratzenberger and Senna are still alive, and the latter is in the middle of a title fight with Michael Schumacher. We're here in Estoril for the Portuguese Grand Prix, which in real life was won by Damon Hill yet again, who made the most out of Schumacher's 2-race ban to put himself back into the championship battle. As we're competing in this season as Alessandro Zanardi in the Lotus, we won't have much to do with that, as Zanardi wasn't even at this race, as again, Philippe Adams got another shot with Lotus, which he used to finish last on the road, 4 laps down. For us, we're aiming for a top 10 finish and try to stay out of trouble, which we didn't manage to do in Monza. And staying out of trouble will be key as we start very much down the grid again, as Berger once more took pole in the Ferrari. We inherit Philippe Adams' grid position of 25th, but at least not last, as it was in Spa, where we still scored an unlikely point. So now, let's go racing at Estoril. Well, and here we are on the grid. Cloudy day, but no rain expected. As the lights go green and we go racing in Portugal, and we get off the line well, already past the Simtech of Jack Brabham ahead of us, and a couple of cars there on the left because someone must have had a very poor getaway. So there's a lot of space for us on the right side to go down the inside of turn 1, and this is interesting. We move up even further and are now just behind Eric Bernard in the number 25 Ligier. Now, Curva VIP, maybe one opportunity to make moves later on this race. I have a little look down his inside, but yeah, that doesn't work. So, here we are then on the back straight, taking us to the Parabolica interior. And we find a bit of room then on the outside, and that turns the inside now, but I'm too early on the brakes, too cautious as I still try to find my way around these very tight and twisty circuits in these cars. Now this is the part, that is different from the track that Formula 1 raced at in 1994. There was a very awkward chicane built into there to leave out the quick right-hander that we almost crashed into the wall then. This was done after the fatal accidents of Ratzenberger and Senna. But as they didn't happen in real life, these corners didn't have to be changed, and the track remained in its better shape. At least that is what I think. And pretty much that's the only valid opinion, because if you like that chicane, go see a doctor. As I have now finally made the pass on Eric Bernard that we've been waiting for. And this is the corner where I thought we could get a chance, cover VIP, and look at that, we made it work by once again sticking to the outside, which then turns the inside. So the next car that we were chasing was one of the Saubers, and they have caused some trouble so far this season, so let's try and stay clear of them. We are lacking a bit of straight line speed. I don't know why that is. It feels like we just have more drag, but I didn't change anything with the setup because I'm a lazy setup boy and always use the standard one. Well, past Wendlinger we go, round the outside of turn 3. He's still there, but on our outside. And then we complete that move, and already, just after 3.5 laps, we're up to P16. So this is going well. again, I felt like I got a good exit there out of the final corner. But look at that, he's pulling away. Despite me being in the slipstream, but there was a bit of a jiggle. Now once again, I will try to get on his outside through turn 3. Mark Blundell, and then we have the inside line to make it past the Briton in the Tyrrell. And once again, it's a copy-paste move pretty much. And this could become our standard, as the next car up the road is already Michael Schumacher. Now, he didn't get a 2-race ban in our universe, but he had to start where JJ Lehto started this race in real life, who was his replacement. And that was way down the order, I think in P14. And still, he is in that P14, so he hasn't managed to get past the cars ahead of him. As once again, I get very close to the exit curb. And beyond that, there is just Armco, so should be more careful there. As again, I try to get a better exit out of the Parabolica, which we do. Schumacher won't have the slipstream from the Jordan ahead. We try to stay in it as long as we can, but look at that! Even without slipstream, the Benetton's quicker in a straight line than we are. Which, in real life, I would understand, as Schumacher got a bit off on the curve there, and that allowed me to get through, and I have a little look down the inside then of Eddie Irvine, but, oh, yeah, focusing too much on the cars ahead, so I went off the track, and Michael Schumacher is through again. And yeah, what I was trying to say was I would get if that actually was a Benetton ahead of me, but, you know, the Formula V12 in Automobilista 2, it's a one-spec series, so the performance should all be the same of the cars. Of course, there's a custom AI-Fi, but that doesn't bother me much. This doesn't change the straight-line speed that the cars have, so... yeah, I don't know. Is the standard setup a very high downforce one? But it would be the first time that I've experienced this season. Well, again, I will try to go for another one, as we are still battling the Michael plus his future teammate at Ferrari, Eddie Irvine. And again, the exit out of the Parabolica is better, but this time, well, he has the slipstream and the faster car, so there is absolutely nothing I can do. But I try to get a better run than out of turn 1. Turn 2, and then let's try our signature move and get on the outside, but I think, yeah, I'm too far back. I'm too far back, and then I can't make that move, unfortunately. I'll try it around the outside here. Try and get the better... ooh, there is even some contact as I try to maximize the exit. Yeah, and then no chance on the back straight because, well, I'm lacking straight line speed. Try something different here, but yeah, no, this is not working. Oh, and this time, this is looking promising. Out of turn 1, we get up the inside into 2, and we will have the inside then for 3 as well, because 3 right-handers are beginning this track. Now we are on the outside of Irvine, but Schumacher is not there to take advantage, so we actually gained that position. Finally, we're up to P14, and Schumacher, instead of making his way up, he dropped. This is remarkable, and this could really hurt him in the championship fight, because as it stands, the Williams are running 1-2 in this race. Senna ahead of Hill. And that would mean that Schumacher loses the championship lead that he had for so long now to Ayrton Senna as it stands. For now, he's busy in P15 filling my mirrors. But, yeah, not really making a move. He could get a chance then here on the main straight, because this is where I'm struggling. I'll try to stay in the slipstream of Irvine. But there goes Schumacher. Look at this! Look at the speed difference between the two of us. But I stay ahead into one. And maybe let's try and focus on the job ahead. And oh, Irvine is even opening the outside to us. So don't mind if I do. Perfect. He leaves us the room. He gets very close there. Front wheel to rear wheel. But then, yeah, we can just run him out of road. And we're up to P30. Next car ahead is the footwork of Christian Fittipaldi. Oh, but Schumacher managed to slip through as well. And he had a look down our inside into Parabolica interior. Bit of a twitch there at the exit. So he should stay safe for now. This is a very entertaining, but also pretty stressful battle that we're having here. Schumacher was still putting us under pressure here a lot. Ahead of Parabolica interior, he's trying to find a way around to our outside. I think this isn't working because we can be a bit earlier on the power than the AI, and he will run out of road, and this is just what happened. Now we're getting a good run on Fittipaldi, but yeah, again, straight line speed. Look at this. And Schumacher is even having a look. Luckily, he gets boxed in there behind Fittipaldi. We have a look around the outside. Let's try that move that we did so often, trying to get our car alongside around the outside of turn 3 to then have the inside for 4. Too far back at the moment. Schumacher is still there. We tried to find a gap on the inside, but Fittipaldi jinks a bit to the left. We run in his rear, and then... ooh, yeah, we just hold it together. Difficult situation, this one. Stuart's deemed it as a racing incident, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Was that too ambitious from me, or was that a bit moving on the braking then by Fittipaldi? So yeah, share your opinion in the comments down below. But for now, we carried on with our race as if nothing happened. No damage to either me or Fittipaldi. And that's another lap gone. And that hopefully is another opportunity for us. Out the Parabolica we go. This time we even managed to get alongside Fittipaldi, but he has the slipstream and the straight line speed, so goodbye. And immediately there he is, Schumacher. But he doesn't get the move done into turn 1. He never does. Let's try again. This time, less pressure from Schumacher behind. And this time, again, it doesn't work. So our signature move, not going too well anymore. So we have to be a bit more creative now. Back straight also, no chance. We don't lose as much. And look at this. We try pretty much the same thing, but in another point on the track, getting our car alongside, and then we have the inside for this corner. And finally, we move past Christian Fittipaldi and look in our mirrors. Again, Schumacher has used the opportunity to just go with us. And again, he will not back down then on the main straight. Here we go. We're attacking Olivier Panis now. To no effect. At least he knows we're there, but Schumacher just breezes past and we get lucky once again that Panis is in the way. Let's try to complete that move, finally complete that move. As this is looking good down the inside. Oh, a bit late. We're also a bit lucky that Panis was playing along, but yeah, ultimately we get that move done. We're up to P11, but once more, Schumacher has followed us through quite easily. And now, look in our mirrors, once again, he's there, putting us under pressure, and already he's going for a move into Parabolica Interior. And then, yeah, don't be surprised at my stupid facial expression there. I'm trying to check if the recording is actually going. But, yeah, Schumacher passed us easily. Not much more to say, and immediately he gets a few car lengths between himself and us. But he was approaching some traffic a couple of laps later. So this might be another chance for us to get back at him, maybe, but at least get closer to the cars ahead. And look at this, immediately we get past Schumacher, who, yeah, gets a bit caught out there by Roland Ratzenberger in the Simtek, who gets in his way. We get lucky there with David Brabham going out of our way easily, and already we have caught up to Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Yuki Katayama, the next two cars up the road, and this would be for a top 10 finish. But behind us, there still is Michael Schumacher, who has now cleared the two Simtecs. Running wide twice there in the final sector. Just holding it on the island, but that was very close to disaster, as the walls are pretty close still to the edge of the circuit, despite this being a permanent racing facility, as we're now super close to that rear wing of the Sauber. But beware of the Sauber. This is the lection that we had so far this season. Round the outside into turn 1, trying to get a better exit. We try the up and under, but all of a sudden Yuki Katayama spins out of the way. We don't react in time, run into the back of Frentzen, who braked to avoid the spinning Katayama. And as I just tried to set up my car for a pit stop to get that damage that we've taken away from that fixed, I lose the front left wheel as a consequence of that contact, and that is our race over, unfortunately, after 18 laps. And here is a replay of what happened to Katayama. And again, beware of the Sauber, I said it. Did Frentzen have to do anything with it? No. No, Katayama just spun on his own accord. Yeah, he managed to get back on the track and finish this race, but yeah, for us, this was the end of it. But of course, let's still look at the point scorers of today, and it is a Williams 1-2 with Senna finishing ahead of Hill, Häkkinen completing the podium. Then it's the two Ferraris, and Schumacher in the end at least managed to recover to 6th to score 1 point. But this here is the interesting one. Senna has now taken the championship lead ahead of Schumacher, 8 points the gap already. So a massive result today for Senna. Hill not within a race win of the championship leader anymore, but with 3 races still to go, still very much in the championship fight. Elizabeth and Häkkinen remain as they were, but they're all closer together. And then no changes on the second page here, because, well, the top 6 in the championship, also the top 6 today, albeit in different order. We're still 11th, equal on points with Eric Bernard, but thanks to his P4 finish at Monza, he has the better result compared to our 3 P6s, and takes 10th on countback for the moment. And in the Constructors' Championship, well, I didn't do the maths, to be honest, but I think we can already congratulate Williams for winning the Constructors' Championship in 1994, as they did in real life. But for P2, there is a battle shaping up. Benetton, which is pretty much a one-horse team, with Schumacher scoring nearly all the points, they're getting caught up by Ferrari, who are consistently scoring with both of their drivers. McLaren then way back in 4th, and then it's Jordan Ligier and our Team Lotus still in 7th with the 3 points we scored. Sauber, the final team that has scored, all the rest are still waiting for their first point scoring result. Gutted for Tyrrell because they have 3 P7 finishes so far this year. And that has been it with the Portuguese Grand Prix 1994. The next race will be the final round of the European leg of this season, as we go racing at Jerez for the European Grand Prix. Subscribe to not miss that, leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and I hope to see you all the next time. Until then, goodbye.